What I think differentiates achievements first personalized learning from others is the deep integration of technology with curriculum with a great teacher. Those three pieces of the triangle are all in place at AF, and I think that's what makes this model truly groundbreaking. Technology is not just a computer in the back of the classroom that the kids are on for 30 minutes that's completely divorced from what's happening. What the students are learning on ST Math, on Zern, is then being used in their problem solving class, which a teacher is really helping to push their thinking and make sure they're using the best approach for. Those three pieces are constantly working together throughout the model. So it's not a situation where a kid is, let's say, on ST Math doing GG for an hour and then moving to the next subject. It really is this deep and very thoughtfully put together way of engaging with content so that all three pieces work well together. In the first year of the Greenfield model, I spent a lot of time at the school site. I was there pretty much every day, the full school day, observing classes, talking to teachers, talking to students, seeing what was working and supporting them and making adjustments for any technology needs day in and day out. One particular day, I was supporting a teacher in working with a group of kids. They were kids who were racing ahead and therefore able to kind of sit in a different area of the classroom and continue working at their own pace. And I volunteered just to sit with those students and make sure that they were, supported appropriately. At that point, one student brought over his laptop and he was like, "Can I come with you, Miss Minot?" And I was like, "I don't know, you tend to be rambunctious and you just enjoy yourself, and we're really trying to be quiet learners in this corner right now. So I'm not too sure." And he was like, "No, I promise I'll come and sit with you." I'm like, "All right, well, you're more than welcome to sit with us." So we all settled down in our spot, and I look up and I go, "What are you working on?" And he goes, "Mesopotamia." And I'm like, "Okay, what about Mesopotamia?" And he proceeds to tell me this entire story about irrigation and how it worked in Mesopotamia and how it was working in California and the droughts and the wildfires. And I'm looking at this kid like, you know way more about irrigation than I do right now as the adult, and you're able to explain it so fluently to me. And this is the promise of the Greenfield model. This is a student who, in most contexts, is not the kid who's going to sit still in class for 90 minutes or more, right? He's the kid who's going to probably be in the principal's office because he's just rambunctious and full of energy, and that's actually something to celebrate. And so this model allowed him to still get his content, still understand what was going on, and still prove that he knew what he was talking about without having to sit still and be that kid for 90 minutes total. And I remember later on in the school year, he was the kid in the corner reading Macbeth and so excited about showing it off in his play during his expedition. And so for me, particularly as a woman of color, to see our young Black men challenged and enthusiastic and loving school, it really spoke to my heart and really spoke to me the promise of this model. I started out probably naively in 2014 thinking, oh, with my background in technology, this will be easy. I'll be able to figure things out. And I learned pretty early on that this is hard work. It's really a challenge to figure out the right technology that's going to support this curriculum, that's going to support this teacher, and make sure all three things are working together in a way that, again, supports our students. And for me, I had the pleasure of working with a phenomenal team of educators and operations staff that were willing to roll our sleeves up and figure it out. And it meant a lot of long nights, a lot of late hours, a lot of days we didn't leave conference rooms. But together we came up with a design that we felt comfortable with. The next thing we can learn is all about execution. So what positioned AF to be successful was we have a track record at AF of strong teacher training and ensuring that our staff is ready to take on the challenge with their students. And we were able to build upon that to start the Greenfield model. We also have a really, really strong technology team. So although it was an army of one, thankfully I had a group of people behind me who were willing to say, yep, I'll help you figure this out, or I'll help you develop this report. So although it was just me, we were a small, we're a mighty team of technologists for the Greenfield project. And really what it came down to was being willing to do the work with each other. So it was never just about the Greenfield design team off in the corner doing stuff and the school was on their own. We were partners. We were on site every day. We were working together. We were problem solving together. It really was about rolling up your sleeves, getting in there, and doing whatever it took to make sure our students were successful. And really, like I said, it's hard, but it is so rewarding. It's rewarding when I take a step back and I see our students do well on their SBAC and place well. It's rewarding when I see our kids go on an expedition and learn about frogs and are just lit up by what they're doing. It's rewarding when I see our kindergartners doing a dance recital. Like, these are the things that remind me that this is why we stayed up until 3 in the morning doing reports in that first year. This is the reason why we're willing to roll our sleeves up and just go the extra mile, because at the end of the day, this model can truly be the future of education, because it puts our students in the driver's seat for their learning, and it supports our teachers to really be masterful and go and be passionate about what they love.